Do you want to do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you want to do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Come?
Alright, I'll do my own bit for myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Hey Dave,
Yes!
so you may have heard the news that yesterday Elon Musk finalized a deal to buy Twitter.
Ah, good.
And he's talked about various changes that he'd like to see brought to the platform, including getting rid of that 280-character tweet limit. So we can all look forward to our microblogging being elongated. Elongated. Whatever. Bad pun on his name. Hey everyone, welcome to Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater.
I'm Dave Man.
And I'm entirely incapable of linguistically delivering a pun like that. Hope you're all having a good week. I know I am. I'm really excited. I had a great weekend. And just being really busy getting stuff set for something that we'll talk about a bit later. But for now, Dave, how have you been?
Very good. Over the weekend, my cousin Tomas got married. It was beautiful. It was magical.
Congratulations!
Congratulations to them, the beautiful married Buetti couple. Enjoy your trip to Italy. They left yesterday.
Nice.
And will be there for over a month.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Very excited for them. Was really nice to see some of the extended family and all these things and spend more time and do the things you don't normally get to do, especially considering the circumstances of our reality that have been. It wasn't lost on me when we were standing in the what I can only describe to you as Grand Hall, and I had a giant shrimp in this hand and a cocktail in this hand, and I looked around at the 500 people that were amassed there at this wedding and thought to myself, ha! I don't have to pay for any of this. It was great. It was just great. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's jump into some stuff like a Twitch ban. Some people that haven't had a great week. And I've got two people selected here that were both banned for the same reason. The clause in Twitch's terms of service being hateful behavior. Aiden Ross professes not to know why his indefinite ban came down. There's some speculation that, oh, well, he showed up in someone else's stream and was saying a bunch of things, and then he's like, that wasn't me, but maybe it was something else, and it's not super clear. Meanwhile, it is pretty clear why Quinn69 got his ban. He was giving some commentary on gender roles and such. Let's just say it was sexist and misogynistic. And he says, but that bit that everyone's talking about, that was taken out of context. If you consider it in the full context of everything that was talked about, and I'm like, my dude, if it's considered in the full context, you're right. It's not as bad, but it is still bad. It's like, you're right. It sounds worse like this, but this was still enough to get you your third ban, 14 days in this case, for hateful conduct. So maybe don't do those things. Just saying.
I mean, or just continue to fuck around and find out. I mean, it's your...
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate having the low-hanging fruit for the segment every week. It's kind of nice. Sometimes there's big important stuff to talk about. Otherwise, there's your dumbass.
Amen.
So that's people that didn't have a great week in the last 7 days. Dave, what do we have to look forward to in the next 7 days?
I am super stoked because I have found 3 games that are going to change how you play your current systems. The more that find out, the more the segment y'all will have. That's true. This first one being a game that, Boater, I don't know you may be as excited about, but it's a spiritual successor to a game that changed gaming in the current era. That's right. We're talking Nintendo Switch Sports coming out on the 29th. It's got tennis. It's got bowling. It's got swords of some kind. It's got soccer. It's got volleyball. It's got badminton. It's got golf. It's gonna have local online co-op, both. There's also a feature that's being added from the Ring Fit thing, as you saw right there,
Okay.
where you're going to be able to strap one of the Joy-Cons to your leggy and give some real good ombra
All right.
behind the ball
All
as
right.
you kick. I'm really excited about this game. It's going to be one of those ones that you buy, and when you have more than 2 people over, you'll never regret having it.
Yeah, well, it's like, and any successor in the Wii Sports line, is going to be good. I mean, like, for every 10 Wiis that were sold, 3 of them only ever played Wii Sports, or something like that. And it's like, I'm making that number up off the top of my head, but it is something impressive that a lot of like families that never got into gaming got a Wii and played Wii Sports, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so seeing another thing in that line, like I recently watched, I'm not sure how to pronounce the guy's name, Poof Escher. I'm just gonna say Poof is the name, on Twitch and on YouTube. Steve knows who I'm talking about.
Our producer giving him a big grin and thumbs up.
I watched a couple videos of him trying to get a perfect game in Wii Sports Resort 100-pin bowling, a score of 3,000. He broke a Toad Wii Motion Plus Wiimote by hand.
I bet.
So, Screaming Toad Wiimote Breaking Man. Yeah, that one. So, just, again, cool to see that. When you think of it that way, it's a little odd that it took so long to come to Switch, but it's still long-awaited and very exciting.
I'm very excited for this. I know our producer correctly pointing out that golf will be added post-release because they're still making sure that that's in line with everything. And also a really good way to sell future copies is to have bigger content released as a second of the console. So Nintendo Switch Sports, the 29th, it's going to be big. It's going to be... In fact, to mention the man himself, it's gonna be huge. Thank you.
You are not welcome.
This next game, I'm personally very excited about, and I know Boater will be. I know Steve's right on the edge of his seat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, for your Nintendo Switch coming out on the 28th, your long-awaited port, finally, of Cricket 22. That's right. You're finally able to bring your batsmen, your hurlers, your throwers, and your catchers in to the BBL, doing all sorts of leagues, including the women's BBL. And this game is going to be the first in the line of cricket games to have the official commentators from the women's league and the men's commentators from the men's league, and not just having one do both.
Okay. Okay.
This is also going to be the official release of the Battle for the Ashes. It is the official game of that battle, as we know, between Australia and England since 1882. They have fought on the field, on the pitch, and hurled quite good games over the years. They're also adding the features of revamped bowling and fielding. They're adding an after-touch system to control the hurl as it is tossed, as you've seen in some of the visuals there, showing the notch. Not unlike, but also not any bit like, real pitching in MLB The Show. This will be an interesting game coming out for the Switch. Highly recommend you check it out. And if you support Australia in the Battle of the Ashes, you're a poozer and you deserve nothing.
I have a question for you, Dave.
Yes.
How much of that cricket terminology did you just know, and how much did you have to look up for this segment?
I will tell you that I have watched exactly 0 minutes of cricket previous to this game. But I also know a lot about baseball, and I know that cricket, not similar to baseball at all. Visually very similar, not similar at all. Did I sound at least like I knew what I was talking about?
You sounded like you researched it well, but you didn't sound like you naturally knew it off the top of your head.
Yes. But
So good job on your research.
if you're a fan of cricket, and if you're a fan of rugby too, the old rugby games and the old cricket games, they're honestly not that bad. There's not that many of them, but the ones that they did have, people are still playing to this day because they continue to have life. This next one, I don't know, Boater, if you heard about this, if you saw this, but our friends over with the Stanley Parable are releasing the Ultra Deluxe Edition for Windows, for PlayStation 4 and 5, for Xbox Series X and One, for the Switch, for Linux, and for Mac OS.
I love Stanley Parable. I played it when it got its first main release, not the mod release, but its main release.
Yeah.
And I know that since then they have had re-releases, and like what this one is going to do is add even more endings and more content. I'm definitely going to have to get this. That might be something I do during the event next month, because I adore Stanley Parable. It's such a great game. Actually, just had someone commenting on one of the videos of my YouTube playthrough, probably looking it up. They said they were looking for reactions to a specific ending. Because the game is a very branching thing, and it tries to do this thing where it walks you through, where you just have a narrator walking you through to one canonical ending. But you, as a player, have agency, and you can take the right door instead. You can go down the elevator instead. You can go down the hallway instead. You can dick around in the broom closet instead.
He gets really mad about that one.
Yep. So I'm excited to see what new stuff gets added. And also, like, I don't think I watched this trailer. I want to do that. They did a really fun thing when, like, the demo for the Stanley Parable is nothing like the game itself. Like, it has the same narrator and it's kind of the same ideas, but it has none of the levels from the game itself. So, like, I wonder if they're going to do anything like that. I don't know. I'm excited.
I'm also very excited for Stanley Parable. This game, the Ultra Deluxe Edition, was supposed to come out in 2019. It was originally announced for
Right.
then. It then got pushed to 2020 to make sure that things were good and things were going on. And then,
2020
you know, COVID happened, and so it got pushed to 2022. I am super excited about the additional content, and we'll be looking at this game to purchase and play as well, because I have never purchased a Stanley Parable. I merely played it with you.
Yeah,
and
I
had a
remember having you
wonderful
sit
time
down,
with
and
it.
I was like, hey, go in the broom closet. Like, really? Yeah, just try it.
I like what they chose to do there.
Oh,
where-
that's right! It's coming out on the 27th because it's Employee 427. I like it. I didn't think about that.
It's Crows is incredibly
Is it Crows that's doing this?
yes.
Okay, cool. Because I know its original developer was someone else, and then it split, and Crows went on to do hold on. What's the full title? Yes, Dr. Langeskov, the Tiger, and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a Whirlwind Heist. I needed the first word. Thank you, Steve.
Thank
That
you.
was Crows. Meanwhile, I think like the original writer and such, he did Beginner's Guide and went on to other things from there. So, yeah, I just needed the first word of that. So.
I'm really excited about that one. By the way, youtube.com/Boaterbug. Check out previous streams and things from myself and Boater where he has to try to not only say that, but then we played
Yeah,
Dr.
so
Langeskov's.
the full our full 20-minute playthrough of Dr. Langeskov is up on my YouTube channel. So
It's
that
fun.
was fun.
So that is the games that are coming out in the next 7 days that caught my attention. Did we miss any out? Here, make your voice heard in chat. Anything you're excited about? Any of these games? What parts of it catch your fancy because it's important to us to hear your voice as well. And thank you very much to the trademarked Nerd Division for the visuals.
What have you been playing? What have you been watching? I'll start. Nothing new. I played a little bit more Halo Infinite a few days ago. I got a couple more episodes in of Neon Genesis Evangelion a couple days ago. Just slowly working my way through those, but nothing new to add. Nothing that I've finished and ready to review or anything like that. But you?
Have not watched a ton of baseball. That's not true. I've watched as many baseball games as I possibly can because baseball season is here and me like it. But and not just because my San Francisco Giants are winning. But that helps. I did play some more of the House of the Dead, and thank you, Boater, again for joining on the Weekend Wednesday. That was a blast. But I did realize that this weekend I broke out a game I haven't played in a while and will be giving good credence to in the next month.
Yeah.
And that is the Untitled Goose game. Because I realized none of my family had ever seen that game played.
Oh, wow.
So when I first booted it up, my sister got excited that there was a dedicated honk button.
Honk.
And she thought the fact that the goose is in the bush and then just pops his head out and then it's like Untitled Goose game, and she was like, "Oh my god, that's so cute!" and this, that, and the other. And then everyone else was like, "Wow, Dave, this game is so interesting," and you could see everyone waiting for something to happen.
For a hook, yeah.
And then when you immediately start terrorizing that
The,
town,
the
they were
gardener.
in. Yeah,
They're in.
Many of you have met Tom, my mother's boyfriend. He was super jazzed about the fact that I then had to go help with things around the house. So I just passed him the controller, and I came back like 20, 30 minutes later, and he just wreaked havoc on the entire town. It was awesome. That's a game that I love greatly.
We should play that together one of these days.
Yes.
It's not necessarily like a full Weekend Wednesday thing unless we want to try for like some of the achievement things, but that'd be fun.
Yeah, and shout out to Tom for helping me with one of the challenges, which was to find all these particular flowers and bring them to this basket
Oh, yep.
in the middle of thing that I was just like, all right, so I got the rose out of that ass wipes gardener, and that was the toughest one, but the rest of them was just finding them, and he managed to track the rest of them down. So thank you, Tom.
Yep. It does have co-op. Yeah, co-op on Goose Game is so fun.
I don't think I've ever done co-op on Goose Game. I think when it originally came out,
It's great. You have one goose chasing the kid, and the other one immediately steals his glasses when he trips.
you know what? I just a tangential story of the weekend that Goose Game came out on the Switch was during Plattsburgh Comic-Con. So I downloaded it off of the Plattsburgh Arena's Wi-Fi to my Switch and was sitting in between sales and things when I was taking breaks and stuff, and was playing it. And Mike and I were like shooting the shit, and Ming Chen from Comic Book Men was actually looking at me playing it in between the booths, and Mike and I kept trying to talk to him, and he kept zhooing away the second he realized that we were watching, and it was like, all right, dude,
Exclamation mark, Bucks.
like all right, man.
Yeah, they added co-op to the game when it got its physical edition release in, I want to say, fall 2020.
By the way, if you're feeling left out, here at Insane Games, we do have a PS4 copy.
Ooh. Like in stock. Fantastic.
So get you some Goose Game.
Yeah, so we got it on Switch, and then we got a PS4 copy. Even though it was patched in, if you had it on Switch, the co-op was patched in after the fact anyway. Same time, free update. So nice. Yeah, we'll have to do that at some point. So let's bring things down a notch to the NFT Roundup, and this one, Dave, starts promising.
Oh,
go for it.
I just want to make if it's promising, then we don't have to bring out the.
It starts promising.
Okay, but we're still rolling out the crypto car. Okay,
we're still rolling out the crypto car. This happened the day before last week's air date, but I just found out about it while doing research today. On April 18th, Atari announced that they were cutting ties with ICICB Group. This is who they were working with on a bunch of different things. Some casino stuff, not quite sure, whatever, but they were also working with them in creating Atari Chain and Atari Token. Basically, Atari's blockchain presence. They were working with this company. So they cut ties with that company effective April 18th. And at first I'm like, oh, that's promising, right? But they come back to reassure everybody that they do plan to still work in crypto, just with a different partner, and that they've pledged to replace customers' existing Atari tokens with whatever new equivalent they come up with. Quote, despite the termination of the joint venture, Atari remains enthusiastic about the potential for blockchain initiatives and continues to establish and pursue strategic ventures and partnerships in the space.
So, just because I am a plebeian and do not have cryptocurrency, I'm confused, Boater, because if I bought Atari coin and was stashing it aside as an investment, as people have told me that cryptocurrency is, you mean to say that it's worthless?
Well, it in and of itself is basically worthless. However, they took a snapshot of the blockchain to see like who owns what, however many, whatever, and when their next crypto venture comes out, they will give they will more or less give people whatever their new coin is, equivalent amount to what they owned in Atari coin before the announcement.
And
so if you owned $100 worth of Atari coin, they're going to give you $100 worth of their next coin instead.
And so if, for example, like Demon Dragon said, they did take a picture of it in Snapchat, and the picture
it would disappear and be just as useless, yes.
You're so smart! You're so smart! You're so much smarter than the rest of us! You're so smart!
The thing is, so, like, I don't know exactly why they stopped working with that one company. Probably at least part of it has to do with they realized that, oh, this company working in the crypto space isn't totally above board. I'm sure you'll be able to find a different company working in crypto that is totally above board, right? Right? No! They're all fucking grifters, and you're not going to find no joy in that whole space. Where did that bottle go? I don't want to litter.
So, I gotta ask, though.
Okay.
What's... This is a question not for you, but for the general internet and things. So, there's, like, no obligation for them to actually bring the tokens back, though?
No, there's not.
Oh.
Part of like why, oh, well, crypto's great because it's unregulated. Yeah, and when it's unregulated, they can do what they want and make your shit totally worthless. And there's no need for them to come back and do anything. And we can talk about more obligation all we want, but it's Atari. They're going to do what's best for them.
You know, instead of spending $5,000 on the blockchain, Boater and I have some things going on next month that you could give $5,000 to, and then have fungible things and a tax write-off, just like you wanted in the first place anyway. But we'll talk about that.
Did you notice that you can donate to that with crypto?
Yep, because that's how the dum-dums want.
Actually, anyway, we'll get to it. That's what I've got for NFT Roundup. Atari, hey, we're getting out of this joint venture, and we're like, yes, they're getting out of blockchain. Whoa, partner, not so fast. We still want a part of this dumpster fire.
I don't have it technically, but I can tell you, Square Enix is still looking.
Mm-hmm.
They're still looking. It's sad.
Well, Square Enix just released a statue for like $11,000 that people can buy. You can buy a couple of cars for that much.
You know what else is sad and confusing, Boater?
I was trying to think of a punchline and nothing's coming up. What's sad and confusing, David?
Well, Boater, it's this advertisement for a Sonic game. It's just...
Oh!
It's vague!
Oh!
It doesn't make any sense!
Okay, so that is Awful marketing. Okay, so Sonic Origins was announced, and first off, I'm so excited for it. But there's two ways to buy it right now. There is the base game, and then there is the, what are they calling it? The deluxe edition for $5 extra.
Yes.
And in this deluxe edition, you get a bunch of added things. What they did with their marketing thing over here was here's the base game, and then they added 3 other things that have some of the things and not some of the things and whatever, and then here's the deluxe with everything. You know what that is, David? Here's the base game. Here's some microtransactions that'll add stuff, or just get the deluxe edition. All those microtransactions are included. That's it.
Except the start dash pack, the second one in that vague row of things, the 100 bonus coins, the mirror mode unlocked, and the letterbox background are only available if you pre-order. Both the
And
standard...
those are things that you can earn in-game anyway. It's just it will unlock them immediately for you if you want on your pre-order.
Yeah, confusing that they include that as a separate topic.
It's awful marketing. Thanks, Sega. There's a lot of talk in, I think, the Weekend Wednesday Discord, and someone posted a much simplified version of the chart that looked great. Yeah, it's just the developers did their thing, and then the bean counters did their thing and said, let's split some of this off into DLC. But fine, we'll have the complete game over here for just $5 more where it's all there. Okay, fine. And then marketing is like, I know what I'll do!
Now,
it's perfectly sane!
Now, our good friends at Devolver Digital saw this and thought to themselves, we can do better. And I think you'll agree, folks at home, that they did just that. Because if you can see in this chart, on the PS4 version, if you pre-order it, you get all those things. If you pre-order the PS5 version, you get all those things. If you pre-order the Xbox One version, you get all those things. The Xbox Series X and S, you get all those things. And I know we're covering it up on the PC as well, but if you pre-order it, you get all of those things on Trek to Yomi. Yomi?
I think so.
Devolver Digital, thank you. I really appreciate it.
It's like, it didn't have to be that bad. They just made a bad chart.
See this here? That's bad.
That's a bad chart.
That's bad. That's stupid.
It's not bad necessarily game design or microtransaction planning, whatever, but it's a bad chart.
This is a bad visual for something you're trying to sell. This doesn't spark joy. This one, however,
that's a good burn.
This one does spark joy.
Sonic's face is everyone looking at it. Yep. So you mentioned Trek to Yomi coming out on all those different platforms.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens that a game doesn't come out on all the platforms at once.
Yes.
Last year, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 came out on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles in November. The developer, Frogwares, then said that they would be releasing PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game on April 28th. They announced, so the 28th is in 2 days. They announced 4 days ago that the Xbox One version is getting delayed indefinitely. More or less, the PS4 version was done, and they still need to do work on the Xbox One version. Frogwares is located in Kyiv, Ukraine, and there's been current events happening that make it very hard for them to continue to do work. And eventually, rather than pushing back the PS4 version until they could get the Xbox One version done, they decided, we're just going to release the PS4 version. We're going to refund everybody that had pre-orders for Xbox One. They talked in their press release about how it was a hard decision because it's cost that was put into the game that now they can't recoup. They don't know if they'll ever get around to releasing it, and if they do, it's going to be like so after the fact that they will have lost, some goodwill and interest and stuff like that. So it's like there's a whole fork of the game that just won't actually be released and be able to make money on. So they're an indie developer. If Do check out Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. It looks pretty cool. If you own a console that it is coming out on, again, it's already out on PS5, Xbox Series, it's coming out on PS4, and it's already out on Windows PC. Check it out. And if it looks like your thing, then get it. And that's the way that you can help to support an indie developer that is going through some shit right now because of Russia's invasion. So, yeah. I don't have much to add to that. It kind of stinks that it can't be out on all consoles, but I totally get the reasoning.
Oh yeah.
And I do appreciate that they weren't just like, oh, we got to push it back. We got to push it back. It got to the point where it's like, we don't know when it would be pushed back to. This is ready to go. Get this out the door. Both in terms of getting it out there for players, and also they need to get it out there to make money off of it. They need to be able to pay their people who could really use it right now. So good on them.
Good on them. Unfortunate that a franchise that, like any adaptation of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's work, there is detractors, there are people that enjoy it, and then there's people that have no idea about the Sherlock Holmes character, and this might be their introduction to it, to then go to the books, or to the Robert Downey Jr. films, whichever,
What was your first introduction to anything Sherlock Holmes or Holmes adjacent?
Now, I was very fortunate, and this is something that, as an educator, I'm going to lean into. Read to your kids, because I got read to when I was very young, at a very young age, by all of my family members, and I cannot remember which was first, but I was read from one of the collections of Sherlock Holmes mysteries. But I also watched the film The Great Mouse Detective. And I have a feeling my father, being a clever dude, may have actually started reading the Sherlock Holmes books to me and then showed the film to then read the book again, read the books back again, and and know that I have a visual now in my head of, here's a Sherlock Holmes-like character, here's a Moriarty, here's all these things.
And because Great Mouse Detective takes place in Holmes's shadow, that like if he had read it to you first and then you watch the movie, that like, oh, I get that, instead of it being like that, probably the first time that I watched Great Mouse Detective passed over my head. But yes, like Great Mouse Detective, similar to Demon Dragon, was my first introduction to anything Holmes adjacent. I still to this day have not actually read an actual Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Holmes written work.
Okay. My advice to you, buy some butter, because that shit's dry. It is so dry. It is so incredibly dry.
A lot of 19th century writing is.
When you get paid by the word, you tend to kind of drone on about the pocket watch in the man's felt pants that are exactly suit length, that matches stuff like that.
The Adventures of Sherlock Mario was my intro back when I was obsessed with the Super Mario Super Show. Nice. Also, not to put too fine a point on it, generational kind of difference. Great Mouse Detective came out 87, I want to say. So those of us that were born in the 80s identify more with that.
Although, like this, the thing Steve's referencing is not far off from Great Mouse Detective.
Fair.
Like, Captain Lou Albano as Mario was vintage stuff.
That is fair. That is fair.
By the way, rest in peace, Lou Albano. Anytime I mention you, all I can think to myself is, I grew up and I met him a ton of times. Didn't realize it, that it was the same guy. Should have. Saw him on wrestling, saw him on Mario Show, then saw him in church. And was like, oh, shit. Like,
I hope you didn't say shit in church. Jeez.
I mean...
Oh, shoot.
I was a mouthy kid. By the way, welcome, Akai. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining us here on the Nerd Glasses. We're heating up with some of our topics and have still more to talk about, and we're very excited to share our time with you, make your voice heard, weigh in on the topics we have, hit that follow button, subscribe, get yourself the mic emote, get yourself the bald command, and so much more.
I have the bald command. I'm going to type the bald command. It's been a while since I've done it.
It's great. Strike fear into the chats of Insane Games TV broadcasts with the exclamation point bald command. Um, so speaking of striking fear and things like that, Reddit, a social media
Well,
platform
speaking of striking fear into the hearts of men,
that
Reddit. You're coming on strong a bit, sir.
yes, a social media platform that I doth spend when Mike sends me links to things that are videos and threads and that.
Okay.
That's how much time I spend on Reddit.
I keep tabs on two communities. One is a Volt owners community, like for my
The-
car.
The
Uh,
hell is a community?
I mean, that's not even necessarily the. Dave, I didn't say subreddit. A community is a regular. It's a word. It's a group of people
Okay.
that have something in common.
Yes.
So one is Volt. The other one is a fiction writing community based around the idea of humans are awesome in space, like science fiction, fantasy writing. As far as like, oh, instead of being the baseline that everything else is measured about, we're the weird outliers.
Is
So-
it wrong that in my head I'm just visualizing a bunch of me's all in one room, and when you open a tab to that one, it's just like 800 people, just like what was the photo share app on Wii and your
I
DS?
kind of know what you mean.
Which one? Yeah, where like you'd open it up and just 1.5 billion photos all get thrown at you all at once, and it's everybody screaming over each other like it's the stock market, but
No,
instead it's
no,
just Mario's
Dave,
genitalia.
Did you ever see the video that was like this like sorority welcome video, but styled as though it's a Dark Souls boss? We're so happy you're here, and they open the door and they're just all piled on top of each other chanting something, and it's hellish, and they put in like the HUD overlay for Dark Souls bosses, and
No, but someone please find me that video and DM it to me. But as a fan of a particular metal group, Metallica, I need to make sure if I am to discuss Metallica on Reddit in the future that I do not reference their first album, Kill 'Em All, in so many words as to put the words Kill 'Em All on Reddit.
okay.
Understandable is the reasoning why it was just included in the long things of if you're saying it, you're probably not saying something productive.
Yeah.
So in the future, for those of you that don't know, if you're going to discuss Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All, refer to it as the letters K-E-A.
There you
Kia.
go. There you go.
This further hammers home the idea that Metallica should have released the album under its original name, featuring songs such as Whiplash and Phantom Lord and a really kick-ass bass solo that was done in one take.
You're right. Metallica really should have had the foresight to see Reddit filters.
Yes,
Way back
because
in 1980,
they should have
whatever.
fought with the record company to keep their original idea for the album name before Kill 'Em All. And do you know what that album name was?
I do not.
Metal Up the Ass. And they absolutely should have kept that one. Visuals and all. The turlet, the hand, the sword. Should have kept it. Wouldn't have had this issue. Thanks a lot, record companies.
You ruin it.
I saw that story and I thought to myself, yeah, it'll be fun, but also then I can riff on some Metallica knowledge that I have. Get it? Riff. But yeah,
We're very proud of you.
permabands, plenty for
Wow.
people talking about their favorite metal music and things of that nature.
I did put a link to the video I was mentioning, by the way.
Ah, yes. You know who didn't put a link? Steve! Because Steve doesn't allowed to put links to videos.
No, he is not. No, he is not. Let's see. I don't know if you want to take one more before we go on to that.
Oh, I would love to mention two stories just because
Okay.
they're both really good, and I'm going to get really excited, and then we can talk about
Okay.
the closer topic. That being that my friends at Koei
That was a
Tecmo-
lot of hesitation.
Yes, I hesitate to call them friends because they sometimes make games that hurt my feelings and soul. But our friends at Koei Tecmo recently confirmed that they were going to be increasing their staff base pay, their base salary, by 23%.
Okay.
Their annual salary. In Japan only, so the US-based offices, the offices based around the world are unfortunately not a part of this. But to give you an idea, it is on average an increase of, what is the Japanese currency?
Yen.
Yen. An average increase of 73,000 yen per month. That is $573.78 in current day times.
Nice.
That's an increase of a monthly income by almost $600.
Yeah.
It is an initiative that Koei Tecmo are doing in a bid to attract and retain current staff that they have in a way of, now that the world is starting to reopen up and companies are starting, startups are moving, things
And meanwhile, employees are still keeping a very critical eye on their work situation, like voluntarily leaving and going for better opportunities that treat them better is happening more than ever.
Yes.
Whether it's work from home or just, getting fairly paid for their time, we're seeing a lot of it. So really, really good move to try to stay competitive in the labor market.
I'm very proud of that little factoidal. They also have an initiative for people who are just out of school, where they're increasing the base salary for people with no work experience
Okay.
into the field. It's not spectacular, but now with the increase, it will be. I
Okay.
didn't bother to write the numbers down because, to be honest, it's a
So
company by
they're
company basis.
raising the average, but they're also not just like, all right, cool, it's going to all the people high up in the company. That raises the average.
Yep.
All the people at the bottom still get beans. No, looks like across the board. So that's really cool.
Yes, and the fact that they're doing the
I'm just
initiative
gonna
to do all
lean
these-
back and talk with my hands like this. This is weirdly pleasing.
it is aesthetically nice to have some visuals, some moving. People like that. Do you like this? Is this the content for you? You should hit that follow button, but don't give up. Don't give up. Keep doing it.
I'm gonna hurt
Keep doing
myself,
it till they
David.
hit that follow button. Like
Somebody
this video.
follow,
Like
please.
the clip, damn you!
But we
Like
won't see it when
it!
it's a follow. We'll only see if it's a sub. I already had a sub today from Subway.
Yes, more like Rick Modus. Yes, exactly.
Welcome, long time no see. You came in at just the right time again.
So, there's one more thing.
Yep,
and
one more thing, and then we get to talk about.
I'm just going to tell you right now that if you're watching this on headphones, you may want to just be aware of your sound levels.
Why would they start? We haven't given warnings in the past.
And I'll tell you why. Because there's some things that Dave likey. There's some things that Dave likey a lot.
There are.
And there's an event that's starting tomorrow.
If I had to sum up things that Dave likes that could be loud, it's going to be baseball, big robots,
Okay.
big monsters.
Yes.
Which one of the three are we looking at?
It's the last one.
Okay.
And me likey this one. So our friends over at Warzone are starting their season 3 tomorrow. And they're creating, the next season is called Classified Arms. And you can research. Exactly. Classified Arms. These ones aren't for you. They're for the people who've subscribed. But loud, big robot baseball monsters. Oh my god. If I get a Godzilla baseball crossover with a little bit of mecha action in there, just...
We'll see if we can get a sequel to 100-Foot Robot Golf.
oh my god, yes. 100-foot robot baseball. So I'm softballing this in because they're doing an event on May 11th, and I saw this trailer, and I yelled really loud because I was really excited, and then I actually kind of forgot about it because of the wedding and everything. But on New Division, you'll see what I'm so stoked about. May 11th, they're beginning a thing called Operation Monarch. For those of you that understand the terminology, you already know what I'm talking about, because that's right, baby! The Kingest of Kongs himself, themselves. And of course, you can't have Kong nowadays in an American IP without crossing over the man, the myth, the legend itself, Godzilla. And I am literally holding back, screaming at the top of my lungs, because this is the crossover that every time people tease me about it, that I'm always like, it's not happening. And this time it did happen, and next to nobody said anything about it. This is real, people. This is happening.
If you need to scream, go ahead and mute your mic. They'll still be able to hear it just fine on mine.
I just...
Wait, this is the Call of Duty thing? What? Okay, what? Did you say that before?
Yes.
Did I just space? I spaced.
In Warzone.
Okay.
It is going to be a Vanguard event as well if you bought Vanguard, and I'm sorry, I guess. If you like it, good for you. If you don't like it, Warzone's free. But I am super hyped about this. Really excited because they're adding little features, little parts to the game, homaging the current metaverse, the monsterverse of Godzilla vs. Kong, and I'm gonna hold back the enthusiasm. We have a big month ahead of us, and I'm gonna rest up a little bit. But just know that the fact that I'm not on May 11th going to be able to play this is literally killing me on the inside. But I do so love my family, and so I will do what I need be done.
Our prayers are with you in this time of trial.
Oh, it is. It's such a first world problem that I'm just going to take out this bag of flaming hot dill pickle chips and go, first world problems. Anyway,
Concerning me. Anyway, so we've talked about it a little bit throughout the program. Oh no. I wasn't informed I would need to come gastrointestinally fortified. I'm a dip. No, okay, so we've talked a bit about a busy month ahead of us, and that is because starting this Friday, April 29th, the 2022 season for St. Jude Play Live starts. Woo! Now, a lot of you have been viewers of us for a long time, whether here at Insane Games TV, at Boater Bug, at DAM314. I have been raising money for St. Jude since 2016. Dave, I believe you joined me the next year.
yes.
So we've been doing this a while, and we are fired up about it this season. In short, what St. Jude Play Live is that while we are on stream, whether it's on Nerd Glasses, on the Citadel, well, I guess officially we're still waiting on making sure that we can have a whole bunch of stuff going during our Insane Games TV streams. But certainly while we're streaming on our own channels, and we're hoping to be able to do so while we're here on the channel, on this channel as well, we're going to be asking our viewers to donate to St. Jude.
Just to specify that, there has never been an issue between our endeavors for St. Jude's Play Life and Insane Games TV, but being the fact that this is a great network full of many different people who stream many different games, have come from many different walks of life, views, and things like that, it is not our place to impose, hey, don't stream anything more than T for Teen. Don't do this, don't do that, while you're on the network. So we always ask every year for permission to include our endeavors on the streams that we take part in on Insane Games TV. Just as a
absolutely. Thank you for clarifying. I did a poor job of it, but we'll ask our viewers to donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it's a really great program. I looked up. I can look up how much I've raised in the past. I know last year, our team. At the time, Damn Bugs raised almost $8,000. I know I raised about $1,300 last year. Overall, I have raised over $4,500 for St. Jude since starting it back in 2016. It's just it's been a really fun thing to do each time, and really gratifying to have people join in, um, and be able to help out like that. Um, I, I I don't know what you want to add. I don't want to just like talk the entire time about it,
No,
but
it's I appreciate and uh, 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 thank you, Boder, for bringing me on in 2017 to guest on the St. Jude's Play Live things. Being that my livelihood is in alternative education, kids that are susceptible to illnesses and things of that nature. So St. Jude's Play Live strikes a very different note to me personally than it does to a lot of other people. Um, I will say I've never had to face an unfortunate reality that a lot of the children at St. Jude's Play Life are living through and thriving through, thanks to the efforts of St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and the efforts of you, the folks that support the St. Jude's Play Life campaign, or just St. Jude's in general.
mhm.
Um,
St. Jude is in its 60th year this year. It was founded in 1962, so this is like a really cool like 60th anniversary celebration as well. On everybody's streams, in addition to whatever incentives that we offer, I'm doing like entries into raffle drawing. I'm doing interacting with a game a specific way, a few things like that. There's also the ability to just like donate and to get St. Jude to send you a sticker pack celebrating their 60th anniversary. You
That
know,
is
and
that is actually something new that they added,
hmm
which is really cool. I will just specify that it is a $60 flat donation.
yep,
When you do it, you then put in your email, your personal mailing address, and things like that, and it is sent out from St. Jude's, not from
yep.
the
So
individual
I like that
broadcasters.
that's one that we don't have to kind of do anything with. I actually, after a couple times of like, oh hey, I'm gonna send this out, whatever. I try not to do sending out physical things anymore because I literally just last month sent someone stickers from 2020. I'm bad at that. So if you are looking to get the stickers this year that are that $60 donation that is sent out by St. Jude, it doesn't have to go through my ADHD hands, my undiagnosed whatever I have.
I'm really excited. I was able to commission uh, a friend of mine to make St. Jude's Play Live custom dice sets. Um, they have made 5 of them, and I will be offering different things, but one of them is indefinitely going to a friend who has supported my campaigns wholeheartedly and vehemently and financially quite well over the years. But the other 4 are up for grabs for at the end of the campaign at the end of May. The person who's donated the most will be getting one of those,
hmm
and I will be doing 3 other events during the St. Jude's Play Live, including this Friday for Friday, where the top donor at the end of that stream, at the kickoff of the St. Jude's Play Live campaign for my own as well, um, will be netting themselves a full custom set of dice from
That's so cool.
Noodler Canoodler Studios. Steve, what was one of the other names I came up for it that we liked? Toby Enterprises. Um, but yeah, really excited for those. Really excited about that. I know some of the incentives that I had come up with um, were. I'm just gonna pull them up because I think
Yeah,
it'd
yeah.
be fun.
Like I'm excited. So
Um,
some of the incentives that I mentioned, interacting with a game on Friday, I'm going to start playing a new career of BattleTech, which is a strategy game, where you can have up to 4 people that you're controlling, and so donors will get the chance to name those mech warriors that we're going to be controlling in our company throughout the month, or even if they donate more, be able to fully customize the appearance, the voice, everything like that. So I'm excited to offer that. And if someone donates early on for that, like on kickoff day, that character could very likely still be alive and kicking, and be the main one that we're leaning on at the end of the month, getting all experienced and leveled up throughout the month.
nice. Hell
So I'm
yeah.
really excited for people to be able to contribute and have their name on the stream while we're playing that entire time.
Um, I added things like blowing bubbles wherever I am. The workout dice that almost killed me last year is returning. Um, I am doing a thing where if you donate 50, you get to send me a song suggestion, and I am going to be cutting together all of those song suggestions since unfortunately Twitch Sings is no more.
Yeah.
And streaming music games is kind of a crap and shoots and things like that. I will be filming myself playing those songs as a custom thank you concert for anyone who does that,
Let me
and
know
then
if that's
sending it
something
out
that
to
I can
people.
help you out with, filming, getting
Thank
audio,
you.
whatever. I
Um,
want to help you make that happen. For a $50 donation on mine is there's a limited number of seats at a table for playing actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, that's a
Um,
fun game to play while Border DMs it.
that's
Um,
gonna be a great time. I'm looking forward to some of the stuff that I have going on during the month too. So like I'm gonna start playing Jedi Fallen Order on Brunch with Boater. My birthday weekend. My birthday is on the 7th. My parents are going to be in town, so I'm not going to be going to do a birthday stream. But the day after that, while my dad is still in town, he is going to be joining me on Brunch with Boater, and we're going to play Power Wash Simulator together while raising money. So I'm
nice.
excited to do that. Um, Talking with Sam the Lion, one of our teammates, about getting back into Raft. I do want to talk about the team a little bit. So the past
Yeah,
few years, we had done it as Dam Bug or Dam Bugs. DAM 314, Boater Bug, smush them together, wipe away some of the blood, and there you go. And then we always had like a couple extra people joining us, but last year the team exploded. We had over a dozen people on the team. People coming in, friends of Dave's, friends of mine, some of the students at the school that my sister works at, that all wanted to be involved, and uh, they're all coming back this year. Everyone's really excited. So we did a renaming, a rebranding, and I was really excited when I found this name. We were talking, oh well, what mythical creatures could we look up that aren't, Phoenix, that aren't Centaur, that aren't like the same things everyone thinks of. And I found a reference to the Caladrius, which is a mythical bird where the ill would be brought before it. It would look into their soul, absorb the illness, and then fly up to the sun where the illness is burned away. What better metaphor for what we're trying to help St. Jude do? I love it, and I found that I was like, what do people think about this? Everyone was like, this is awesome, and um, people are really excited for the team and to raise money together. We set a team goal this year. I think last year our team goal started at 2,500, and we reached it in like a week. Um, this year, we set the goal at 5,000, which again, last year the team raised almost 8,000, so we should be able to reach it no problem. But we'll start nice high goal, not out of reach, and then keep pushing ourselves from there.
nice. Um, so our teammates on what is the name again?
Caladrius.
Caladrius. Thank you. Boaterbug, Ariella Dragonsbane, Rafe Wolf, Brew Nerd, DAM314, Love Alec, Sam the Lion 77, Akai 1988, who's lurking here in chat, and Sustaina. You can still join us if you are interested, if you want to field a team, if you want to field an event, if you want to fundraise on your own. And just know that we talk about our own individual campaigns, we talk about our team, but this is something that happens, and there are untold thousands of streamers who are all going out there to raise this money. And this money doesn't go to the streamers. This money doesn't go to a a Richie Rich dick with a gold swimming pool that's going to disappear with the money. This goes towards the hospital. This goes directly towards the kids' care and care of the facilities that care for the kids.
And makes a real difference. Already, so like technically the season starts on Friday, but donations made to stuff still counts. Someone actually made $100 donation while I was previewing things on Sunday.
Hell yeah!
So far, almost $200,000 have been raised and hasn't even started yet. Once it does start, the goal for St. Jude for this year through Play Live is $4.5 million. I don't know off the top of my head what they raised last year, but in some of the materials they talked about like how much they've raised through Play Live since it started in 2014. It's a lot. Um, and yeah, so like, we're quote unquote running the team, but like we're just kind of trying to keep things organized and easier for people to be able to join and to help out and contribute however they can. So if you're a streamer and you want to try it out, if you've never streamed before but you want to try just to raise money for St. Jude, I got my start in streaming with St. Jude Play Live, with jumping on board a friend's team who streamed a lot at the time, and for the first few years that I did it, it was on her team. And then when she stopped doing it, it was like, well, time to pay that forward and start my own team. Um, Trying to look up last year's.
Total.
Yeah, I think that's this year still. Oh no, maybe not.
I was gonna say this is probably last year.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know off the top of my head. I want to. 20,
Live,
30 million, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. They a lot. Like if they're setting the goal at 4.5 million this year, and compared to like what we were able to do last year and such.
Unconfirmed reports are over $4 million.
From last year?
Yes.
Cool.
Um,
and so they're just kind of ratcheting up from there.
Exactly, Demon Dragon. You take, you do, you have fun because it's for the kids.
And in addition to the things that we talk, like individual incentives of, donate $5 and we'll eat a Bean Boozled Bean, or the dice or whatever. There's also the stretch goals, the milestones. So like when I get to 500, I'm going to be doing a dramatic reading stream.
Cool.
Steve, you remember the game Elix that I was playing on the Citadel that I abhorred? That was entertaining to watch as I was very frustrated with it. If I raise $2,500 for St. Jude this year, I'm going to do a 12-hour Elix stream.
Nice.
I don't think I'm in danger of it. Last year I raised $1,300, which is the most that I've raised. I hope to eat those words, though, for the kids.
It's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
Whether you raise $1, whether you raise $10 million, it's for a more noble cause than we could gather for.
I like having fun, and I like using that progression to like say these fun challenges to do and ways to interact. But at the end of the day, we are raising this money for kids to actually, I don't know about a 12-hour extreme. It's M-rated. I'll make sure to have a disclaimer on the thing at least.
Just do it after St. Jude's.
Yeah, probably do that. Because we try to make sure that during St. Jude, that our streams are ones that patients at the hospital can tune into.
They specifically request that if you are using the Play Live campaigns or things like that, that T for Teen be the highest rated game that you do. And then people will do a lot of different fun and enriching things that can be both enjoyed by you, the watcher at home, and kids, patients at St. Jude's Hospital.
It's really gratifying when sometimes, like while you're streaming, some St. Jude staff will just like pop in and say hi, whether they're directly involved with Play Live or whatever. But it's a really good feeling. And it's neat seeing some of the updates that come in. Like we got again some mailers before the season even started talking about the adventures of one of the kids at St. Jude and what he went through. So yeah, people ask, oh, have you had, do you know someone that went to St. Jude? And I'm fortunate enough that no, I haven't been personally affected by it. For me personally, it is it's a big community kind of program that does this kind of thing, and it's a good excuse to do a lot of fun things like that. But I know that even though I haven't been personally affected by the childhood diseases no one I know has, I still empathize enough to know that it's a damn good cause that I'm happy to be a part of year after year, and to have raised again almost $5,000 for in the past, and I look forward to doing more in the future. So that is St. Jude Play Live. That starts this Friday. So Dave, you're doing Friday On Friday. What are
as
you
every
playing?
Friday.
Okay.
And as every Friday, we are gathering the Beat Boop crew, the Doom Fist gathering, the masses for the Overwatch. I'm also going to be opening up the package that I received from St. Jude's Play Live with all the goodies and incentives in there, and then talking about the plans for those going forward. Um, and I'm really looking forward to incinerating my taste buds, in burning off a layer of skin, getting rug burn from doing push-ups and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've gathered a bunch of children's books and things like that for stream enders for folks that do grab onto that incentive, and a lot of other fun things. Because it's for the kids, and it's a lot of fun to do these things, and it means a lot to get to make these all these gaming illusions that we do. And yeah, it's really fun to be the guys the talking heads on the program and do this and that and the other, but this is making a real difference with the things that we do for a year. This is taking all that energy that we've done and putting it into something that genuinely affects others. Yes, our streams may affect you, the viewer, and we appreciate that, but we don't really know that, and you hope you're talking to a camera and someone's listening. But this is definitively knowing you're raising money.
Mm-hmm.
Again, be it 50 cents the entire month, be it $1.5 million, all of it going to something so powerful and so awesome.
It's one thing that like 11 months of the year we get like, oh hey, your stream brightened my day, your video made me smile, something like that. And this, not to say to poo-poo that at all, but to be making a material difference in the lives of people that we don't know and we probably will never see, but to know that we're making that difference in direct treatment and research for the future. So,
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I always uh, 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 got excited about the idea that this is real. Like, spent a lot of time looking up and making sure that this wasn't one of those Activision Blizzard things where if you just scratch right below the surface, there's all the terrible things. But this
yeah.
is genuinely a force for good, and means a great amount to a lot of us to get to do every year.
So if you're interested in supporting, then again, DAM314 on Friday playing Overwatch, Boaterbug on Friday playing BattleTech, and next Tuesday we're going to be doing the Halo shoot off that we were talking about a couple of months ago. We got to see who all's going to be in for that.
I paid the bail of Bro Dave, and I hope that some of the other Insane Games TV personalities come to join us. It will be supporting Boaterbug's St. Jude's Play Live campaign, um, and I'm really excited to have him joining. He successfully did a stream last year. Because even the broiest of Daves gets that it's for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and was able to keep it together till we turned off the camera, and then he just went off.
Yeah,
But
it's
we'll
fine.
be
It's fine.
we'll be playing some Halo, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Really looking forward to getting in there and streaming for a difference.
Yep. So tune in on Friday, on Tuesday, during the entire month of May on our channels, and during our shows here on this channel, and find out how you can donate, how you can make that difference. So stay tuned.
Quick way to find a lot of links and a lot of support to St. Jude's Children's Hospital is type in the word St. Jude's Play Live. Search the hashtag PlayLive2022 on Twitter, on Instagram, all these things. There are so many people doing this. Just $1 can
Yep.
make such a difference.
And if you want to get involved in fundraising for it yourself, and you want to join the team that we've been a part of the past couple of years, Caladrius, if just message us on any social media, and we're happy to help you get to the Discord, get to the team, and start fundraising on your own in this
Yeah.
awesome upcoming season. All that said, that is probably going to do it for us. Is this open?
That one's open.
Should
These
we
are
each
open
have
and
one
those are
just for
open.
the spirit of it?
Do you wanna do one of these ones? These are a special vintage. They
See,
are,
I don't like the word vintage. It implies years plural. You still have the tin from our first year of being boozled.
I still have the beans from our first year of being boozled. I was told legally by my wife that I had to throw those away. I'll do it eventually, maybe.
You didn't tell me that. Just for the record.
What?
Exactly. I
Um,
don't want to be complicit in anything.
I posted a picture in the Discord. So, do you have a color you want? There's yellow and red and black.
I'll take
orange.
green. I like green.
You like green?
Yeah. What's green supposed to be?
It's just they're all ass kicking jelly beans with habanero pepper.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
Should have grabbed a Nesquik.
I'm gonna have a nice black licorice.
Okay.
One. To our teammates joining us this year, to our friends that have joined us in the past, to any and all joining for this noble cause.
And to all of our viewers who have contributed in the past, this year, and into the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. See, I was tempted to do that and then hit the button, but then I realized it's gonna... There it is. There it is.
These are one of my favorite things I was ever gifted because they're
Let's just
unbearably
spread that
hot.
all over back there. Oh, God.
They're ungodly hot. They are absolutely contentiously spicy, but they are delicious nonetheless.
That's also why I wanted to do the outro first. I can't even breathe without stopping my sentence.
This is absolutely what I'm looking forward to for the next month.
Why did you talk me into that one? It
Because
stuck to my teeth.
if you tease the people, they will participate vehemently to see more suffering, more pain, more money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. For the kids!
For the kids. Bye. Wait, hold on. Where's the... That's... Oh, there we go.